Today we will learn how to use a color sensor to stop at a line and follow a line. First, what is a color sensor? A color sensor emits light from a transmitter and detects the light reflected back with a receiver. By doing this, it is able to detect the color beneath the sensor. Before we get started, let's open up EV3 Classroom and connect to the EV3. First turn on the robot, then either connect via Bluetooth or use a USB cable to connect to the brick. I will be using the USB cable. Once you finish connecting, make sure that the icon in the left top corner is green, confirming that you are connected. Now let's start coding. First, let's program the robot to drive forward and stop at a black line. We want the robot to keep moving forward until it sees a black line. We can use the repeat until block, like we used previous video, and inside the condition block check if the color sensor sees black. To do this, we can use the sensor block that returns if the color sensor sees black. Make sure that whenever you check a sensor that the port corresponds with the port the sensor is plugged into, which you can also see at the top of the screen. After the robot sees black, we want to stop, so outside the loop, add a stop moving block. Now let's test it out. Next, let's program the robot to follow a black line. The idea behind this is for the robot to wiggle along the line. This means it will keep turning, either left or right based on whether or not it sees the black line. For example, it will turn right until it sees the black line, then turn left until it no longer sees the black line, and then turn right again until it finds the line. This process then repeats for however long you designate it to. For this example, let's code the robot to follow the line forever. You can change how long it follows the line by adding a condition using a repeat until loop, like we used in the previous example. An example of this may be to continue following the line until the color sensor sees the color pink. Inside the forever loop, we want to program the aforementioned conditions for it to turn right if it does not see the black line, and turn left if it does. To do this, we can use the if-then-else block. For the condition in the if statement, we will add the block that returns if the reflected light intensity is greater than 40%. If the reflected intensity is 0%, then the color sensor sees no light, which is black. On the other hand, 100% reflected intensity is extremely bright. When the color sensor is on a black line, it should return a low reflected intensity, though above 0 as it is not pitch black due to other light sources. By checking if the intensity is greater than 40%, we are checking that the robot does not see a black line. Another alternative is to use the block that checks if the color sensor sees black. Inside the if-else statement, add the start moving block from the movement section to make the robot turn right. In this case, I am setting the right motor power to 5% and the left to 15% to make it turn right. We can flip this and add it to the else statement, making it turn left instead. Now download the code to your robot and press play.